Welcome. The Rising is the annual celebration of the launch of
A Realm Reborn.
Yeah, heard that already. In Eorzea, it's a day to remember the Calamity, when the moon hatched a dragon and nearly wiped out life as we know it. Kinda hard to come up with a real-world equivalent, hey? Anyway, the Rising is currently active and will last until September 14th. To participate in this event, you need to get any class or job to level 15. Wait a minute, wasn't last year's 30? I recommend getting up to the level 15 quest, Call of the Sea, in the MSQ, so you can get to Ul'dah via airship or teleport. The cities and housing districts are decorated, and there are rising attendants in Ul'dah, Gridania, and Limsa Lominsa in their usual places. They will tell you about the event and point you in the right direction. At least they changed the music. This story begins in Ul'dah, in the steppes of Nald, with Jaban Tia standing next to the stage they set up every year. What a coincidence. My father's last name was Tia. Pick up the quest Art of Glass. This year's disturbed individual is an artist who created a work in stained glass featuring the Sultana and the Sultana 7. If it's stained glass, why is it hanging on a solid wall? He asked for your help to promote his exhibition by passing out flyers. I recommend using the Aethernet to travel to the Miners Guild and give notice to the noticeably dusty citizen there. He's so small and dusty, he must be one of the miners.
Miners, not miners.
Then head over near the Weavers Guild and approach the eminently approachable citizen. And finally talk to the obviously affluent citizen in the Gold Court. Obviously. When you meet Jabin in the Sapphire Exchange, an altercation develops between a loan shark and one of his customers. Turns out the loan shark, Aston, is an old friend, and Jabin is greatly concerned for him. Meet Jabin near the stage to turn in for some experience and gil. Now pick up the quest, Glass from the Past. So while you were messing around, some snotty brats knocked over Jabin's masterpiece. You want some duct tape? I can get you some duct tape. Is it bad that I'd pay good money to see either of these happen? But he turns down all your suggestions, and he makes you fix it by playing a minigame. You put the picture back together, but Jabin really thinks seeing this image will remind his friend Aston, the loan shark, of the good old days, and maybe he'll have a change of heart. So you go to give Aston a flyer. Seems Aston was avoiding Jabin the whole time because he didn't want to ruin his friend's reputation, but he agrees to come. So the picture or the minstrel's words convince him to turn over a new leaf, and they decide to start a totally legit art business together, because there's no shady dealings in the art business. Anyway, the wandering minstrel wants to meet you, and long story short, you see familiar faces, the fourth wall is shattered into more pieces than Jabin's art, and you watch fireworks while the minstrel sings. Completing the quest, you get some experience, an achievement, a minion, and the artwork you helped save. The Rising vendor has a few items for sale. You can buy additional copies of the Sultana 7, as well as several fireworks. These are all sold for gil, so no repeatable quests or fate grinding for tokens. The minion you get is Wind Up Ardbert. You may not know who Ardbert is yet, but you may have met him or seen someone related to him.
Doppelganger.
He will point with his axe every once in a while. Like all wind-up or dress-up minions, he counts as a mammoth, or clockwork being. If you have the Mammotheer title equipped, mammoths will respond to certain emotes that they normally wouldn't, such as the hand over emote, which can be used to feed most other minions. And in Lord of Verminion, he is obviously a poppet type. So here's the Sultana 7 hung up. And finally, a new game will be added to the toy box in the in-room, or in your home if you have one. It's like the puzzle you did earlier, except in traditional jigsaw form. It's more challenging, and I do love jigsaw puzzles, but it would be fun to be able to do the original broken glass version. So the Sultana 7 are a group of Lalafels that helped the Sultana restore order to Ul'dah during the Calamity, and included Papashan Nonashan, a paladin and former second-in-command of the Sultansworn, and sort of a father figure to the Sultana. Pippin Turapin, adopted son of Riban Alden and vice marshal of the Immortal Flames. And also Kokabuki, Kokabani, Kokabizi, and Kokaboha, who are the 5 joint masters of the Thaumaturgist Guild, taking over after the previous master was stripped of his authority by Nanamo herself. The Wandering Minstrel represents Naoki Yoshida, also known as Yoshi P in-game, similar to how Lord British represents Richard Garriott in the Ultima series. Every year they put Yoshi P himself in a cutscene to say thank you to all the players. This year's event feels smaller than previous years, mostly because you don't even leave the city, and probably because of the current situation. Not a complaint, it's a fine job. The story has a positive message about caring for people, even though you may disagree with them or their life choices, and that people can change. I've only done 3 of these so far, but they seem to focus a lot on Ul'dah. I know the epicenter was nearby, but didn't the Calamity affect the entire world? I'd like to see more from the perspective of other areas, like Ishgard or maybe even Kugani. I hope you liked this video, and I hope you enjoy The Rising. Goodbye.